Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, is going to be my top 5 favorite foundations for the moment, and I'm just gonna give you guys my thoughts on them and why I like them. So yeah, before I get into that, just thank you so much for clicking on the video. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos and to click on that notification bell so you can get updated as soon as I upload a new video. And lastly, don't forget to check out my social media, which of course I will leave a link down below on everything so that you can find it easily. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my favorite one, and then from my most favorite to my least favorite, but I like all of them. So I guess you can say which one I'm using the most. So number 1 is going to be this one right here, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. The shade that I use is 3W2, which is Cashew. I absolutely love this foundation. I feel like it lasts a long time, and I feel like the finish that it has is very natural, although it's very full coverage. Like, it covers all my marks and all my imperfections. So this is definitely this is my most favorite at the moment. Now I will say, when I do apply this foundation, like to prime my face and all that, like what I like to use first is the Versace Unicorn Essence Serum. I like to put that. I really like to massage it onto my skin, and then I go in with the primer, the MAC Prep and Prime primer, and this is the color Radiant Yellow. So I find that when I pair these two together, like, my makeup stays in place all day. Like, my foundation will last me literally all day. So this is for sure my favorite, like my everyday go-to foundation right now. The second one, foundation number 2, is this one right here. This is the Marc Jacob's full coverage foundation. It's called Concrete, I think it is. The Concrete foundation or something like that, I think. But yes, Marc Jacob's, and this is the shade 36, which is beige golden. I would say sometimes I feel like it might be a little bit too light. I'm not sure. Maybe I should go like a shade darker. Maybe it's because it's getting warmer, so I'm getting a little bit more tan. But I absolutely love this foundation. It's so full coverage. Like, you really only have to apply a little bit and it'll cover everything. Trust me, you don't want to put too much because it is going to look intense. Let me see if it has the fluid ounces on it. No, it does not. So this is how it looks when you open it, which mine's just like spilling. I have to clean it. I didn't close it properly. It has like a little wand like this, which I really like because it makes it super easy to apply the foundation. So, oh, and when I wear that, I do like to use this primer right here. It's the Marc Jacob's Perfecting Coconut Face Primer, which is also one of my favorites. I do like to pair these together because this is so full coverage that this kind of just balances it out. Make sure your skin is nice and smooth, glowy, because this is also a matte foundation. So when you put it together, it looks perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys the prices on these. Just give me one moment. So the Estee Lauder one, this one, I didn't mention the price, but it does retail in Sephora for $42. So it's not too bad. And then Marc Jacob one right here retails for $55. So it's definitely a little bit more on the pricey side, but it's really good. So now foundation number 3, the Fenty Beauty foundation. I am obsessed with this foundation as well. As you can see, I have 2. I have the shade 260, and then I have the shade 300. So I use 260 usually when I'm a little bit more pale, more towards the winter, and then I use the shade 300 once I get a little bit more tan, which is usually more towards spring and summer. I just feel that I need it too. So I do love this foundation. It is a matte foundation, which I of course just pair with the Fenty Beauty face primer. So one thing I will say about this foundation is not like a crazy coverage. It's definitely not like the coverage that I get from my Marc Jacob ones. This is more like when I want something a little bit more natural but matte. This is definitely what I would go to. I do love it because it's kind of just for that day that you don't want that full intense coverage, but you want your face to have that matte finish. That's the foundation that I'll go to, because this one gives me a natural coverage as well. It's not like super full coverage like my Marc Jacob one, but it's not a matte finish foundation. It's more like a natural finish. So that's the difference. My fourth favorite foundation is going to be is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. The shade that I use is NC30. Like, I had to mention this. I've been using this foundation since I was in high school. This was my first high-end foundation that I ever purchased. So it's one of my favorites. Is always gonna be one of my favorites. Yeah, I just felt like I had to mention that. I mean, who hasn't used this foundation? It's full coverage, is matte. It covers, you know, all of my imperfections, which is what I'm looking for. It lasts me the whole day. I never have to worry about it caking on me or anything like that. And of course, I always just like to pair it with the MAC Prep and Prime primer. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that foundation. And my fifth favorite foundation, this one right here. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is the shade number 6. This foundation, to be honest, I love it, but I really only wear it towards like spring and summertime, and that's because it's a very luminous finish. It's meant for you to look very glowy. It doesn't have much coverage, which is why I like to use it more towards the summer, because that's more for like when you want something a little bit more natural. You don't want nothing too heavy on your face. This is the foundation that I'm gonna wear. Like, I pretty much wear this all summer long. Usually when I do wear this foundation though, because it doesn't have much coverage, I definitely have to prime. I have to conceal any kind of dark circles that I might have or any kind of marks. Usually I color correct before doing that, just to make sure that it looks on point, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is all that I have to say about that. Let me see actually if I can find you the price. Did I give you the price on the Fenty Beauty? I'm not sure. Let me see, give me a second. Okay, so the Fenty Beauty foundation does retail for $34, so that's actually a really good price. And then the Giorgio Armani one retails for $64, so definitely pricey. All right guys, so that is pretty much all that I had to say for today. I hope that you guys liked this video. I hope that I was able to help you guys out a little bit when choosing a foundation. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, don't be afraid, or you know, to do so. Just leave it in the bottom and I'll go ahead and get back to you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to check out my social medias. Bye.